Hi there, students. Parody. Okay, to parody a verb, a parody, both a countable and uncountable noun. I think we'll probably also look at the words spoof and satire as well, because I think they're closely related. Okay, a parody in its widest sense is a humorous imitation of a person, an event, a book, a style of writing, a genre, something that's happened. So it's a humorous send-up or a take-off of something that is joking or making fun of something else. Most comedies are parodies of real life. Mr. Bean parodies, he makes fun of and he exaggerates the things people really do, and that makes him funny. Okay, now let's look at this a little bit more in focus. In reality, a parody, a more specific or defined meaning, is to comically imitate a work by a specific author. Okay, so maybe when I put on my posh voice, it's a parody of a snobbish British upper class person. Okay, it's making fun of them. But maybe that could be a satire as well. So let's look at spoof and satire. A spoof is a parody of a genre, of a style, not of a specific work. So if there was a film of a war film in the style of a romantic novel, this would be a spoof of romantic novels. If you've seen the films of Scary Movie, these are a spoof of horror films. Okay, so they're taking the genre of a horror film and making it funny. I think maybe you could have a Shakespearean a work which you make as a comedy. You start to make jokes about the way Shakespeare writes. That is between a parody and a spoof. If it was joking about the style that used to be used in Shakespeare's time, it's clearly a spoof. If you're joking about making jokes and making a comic version of a specific Shakespeare novel, play, then that is a parody. Okay, satire. Satire is a parody of political or religious views. It's mocking or joking about politics or politicians or religion. I think there used to be, I don't know if it still exists, a series, Spitting Image, on British television, which was little puppets joking about British politics, and they all looked like British politicians but with extreme quite extreme features. So let's see, a parody, a version of a novel or a specific work that's been done to make it into a comedy, joking about the work. A spoof, joking about a style, a particular style of work, a genre. So your war film in the style of a romantic novel. And then satire is making jokes about politics and religion. So many of these cartoons that you see in newspapers, these are satirical. Okay, but a parody. We use this word parody to say a humorous imitation of. So this is a parody of life. Notice as well, they use the word parody to say a terrible or horrible version of something. So the decision of the court was a parody of justice. So it looked maybe similar to justice, but it was so bad that it was a joke. Many people think that they are really alive when they go shopping. But this is a parody, a sad copy of real life. Okay, so parody, you can use it slightly differently there. So let's see, a parody, to mock or make a comic version of a specific work. Spoof, to make a parody of a genre. And then satire, to parody politicians or religion. Okay, your next question is going to be, what about formality? I think I'd probably give parody a 6.5, maybe a 7 in formality. A spoof, I think, is less formal, probably 5 in formality. And satire, 6.5 in formality. I think particularly parody and satire, these are slightly more formal literary words. I think informally, joking about, a send up of, a cartoon of, a take off on, taking the mickey out of. Yeah, so maybe a parody takes the mickey out of a specific work, a spoof takes the mickey out of a particular genre, and satire takes the mickey out of politicians and religions. Notice as well, to parody, regular verb, he parodied the novel. To spoof, a regular verb, he spoofed the genre. And to satire, no, you can't use satire as a verb. Satirical, the adjective. Okay, so what about the origin of the word parody? Well, this comes from ancient Greek, paraoidia, okay, which means parody. Para, beside, and oide, a song or an ode. So a parallel ode or a parallel song. The word spoof was first invented by a 19th century comedian called Arthur Roberts. And the word satire comes from French. And that has a Latin origin. Lanx satura, a full dish. And that comes from the Greek word for a satyr. A satyr is a mythical creature, a drunken woodland god who's a mixture of a horse and a human. And then later on that he gets some characteristics of a goat as well. Okay, so parody, spoof and satire. The parody's imitating something else and joking about it. And I like that as the most general word. And then you have spoof, laughing about a particular style, and then satire, taking the mickey out of the politicians and the church or the different religions. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Parody, spoof and satire.